Welcome to Bad Movies, the series that talks about infamously bad movies, its reception, its problems, and how to fix it. Today we're going to be talking about Star Wars The Phantom Menace. Now this movie does have its good moments and its defenders. When it got released, it had lukewarm reviews for it. Get it? Lukewarm? Luke Skywalker? Yeah, I'm not that funny anymore. Anyways, as time goes on, the movie showed its true colors. One of the reasons it's so hated is because Star Wars is such a great franchise. And the fact that this is in Star Wars and it's very bad is baffling. So, why do people hate it? What are its problems? And can it get fixed? Let's find out. This is Bad Movies. Now, as I said, the reception of Star Wars The Phantom Menace was actually lukewarm when it came out, and it was very mixed and divided fans. There were a lot of defenders of the film, and that's mostly because when it came out, it was an event. People celebrated and camped out of the movie theaters. It was almost like the Super Bowl. Of course, now they come out every year, but it created a lot of anticipation for the film back then. Of course, as time went on, we started to see how bad the movie is. It has a 52% Rotten Tomatoes for critics and 59% for audiences, which is not absolutely terrible, just bad. Hell, Attack of the Clones got better reviews than this, and that movie is for another episode, so where did this go wrong? Let's find out. This is where we talk about its problems and worst aspects that makes it a bad film. Number 1, Jar Jar Binks. This is known as one, if not the worst movie character of all time. He is incredibly annoying, looks like decapitated sushi, and it sounds like the actor who voiced him was drunk and was speaking gibberish from his script. It sounds like he was specifically made for 3-year-olds while annoying everyone else in the theater, which actually brings us to our next problem. Number 2, unfunny kid jokes. There are too many uncomfortable, unfunny, and incredibly annoying kids jokes. Hey look, someone steps on poop. Ha 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 ha. Hey look, that guy is making funny noises with his mouth. Ha 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 ha. You see, it's not funny. Number 3, too much talking, not enough showing. There's a lot of talking politics in this movie, not something you want to see in an action movie. They made Yoda and Samuel L. Jackson boring. They also never show stuff that happens, they just talk about it, like a trade federation that they keep talking about, yet we never see it. That's one of the main problems, and it makes it very boring. A little on that later. Number 4, the acting is bad. Other than Liam Neeson giving a decent performance and Darth Maul being a great villain, this movie is full of dull performances and some of them are straight out bad. Doesn't Anakin look a little bit too happy to be a slave? Most of the actors seem like they're reading right out of the script and don't show that much emotion. To their defense, they don't have that much to work with, besides talking politics and dealing with the fact that George Lucas isn't that good in making good performances. Midi-chlorians are tiny forms of life that fly around you as you become a Jedi. It's kind of like microphones, but No, less emotion. Number 5, they need more action. There's some good action in here. The pod race was decent, and the final battle was the best part of this movie, and one of the best Star Wars scenes out there. Yet other than that, there's barely any action. Number 6, more Darth Maul. I thought Darth Maul was a great villain and he needed more screen time. He needs to be in more scenes to be a more threatening character. Number 7, Anakin and Padme. Anakin in this movie is 9 years old. Padme is 14 years old. So basically teen. While Anakin is still very young and a child. You see how these people should not be in love with each other. And I'm not even going to go to the details on how a 14-year-old and a 9-year-old loving each other is wrong. Number 8, too much CGI. Everything in this movie, besides the actors and a few set pieces, are CGI and green screen. That is sometimes a good thing. I thought the CGI cities were well to watch and something we haven't seen in Star Wars before. Yet in other times, it can give you a headache and take you out of the movie. Also, some of the CGI is just creepy. Get it away. And number 9, it's so boring. With all the talking, with all the unfunny jokes, and with all the underwhelming bad acting that feels like they were reading off the script like I am, is very boring. You can literally fall asleep while watching it. Having trouble sleeping? Watch this movie. And overall, it just feels like they were made for 3-year-olds, while not being entertaining by the slightest, and also not feeling like a Star Wars movie at times. The acting is very underwhelming and bland, and the characters are one-dimensional. There's way too much CGI, there's some plot lines that are just messed up. They need more of what makes it good, and there's too much talking and they don't show what happens. So now let's go to our next section, can we fix it? Now that we know what the problems are, now we know what makes it so bad, can we fix it? Well, the first thing we need to do is change Jar Jar Binks. Make him more grounded and emotional. Make him look less like rotten sushi and more like an alien. Also get rid of that annoying voice. Nobody likes that. Make Anakin around the same age as Padme. He shouldn't be 9 years old and he shouldn't be happy while being a slave. Try to stay away from the 4-year-old toddler jokes. Nobody thinks that stepping in poop and making weird noises is funny. Try to show more than talk. We want to see what happens, not hear it from our characters. And try to spread out the politic talk throughout the movie instead of squishing it into 40 minutes. The actors have to show more emotion and not seem like they're reading off a script. Have Yoda do something. He's basically sitting in a chair for all the movie. And the same with Samuel L. Jackson. Nobody wants to see Samuel L. Jackson doing nothing either. They need more action and have more screen time with Darth Maul. Have him kill a few Jedi in the opening scene or do something interesting in the first 2 acts. And finally, use less CGI. We want to see real set pieces, not ugly CGI monsters. And with those things, you should get a much better movie. Probably not a good movie, but it's gonna be better. And finally, that was The Phantom Menace, or what I like to call the Phantom Dumpster Fire. It's not the worst Star Wars film, and it's not as bad as the films we'll be talking about in this series. But considering all the bad performances, appalling CGI, and how boring it is, the movie is a great start to our series. This is Bad Movies, where we find the most appalling stuff ever put on screen. Have a good day.